Have you ever looked up at the sky and seen a plane flying high above? Or maybe you have seen a small drone buzzing around a park? Well, get ready for something totally new and exciting. A new flying machine called the BlackBird has taken its first flight. And it is not a plane or a drone. It is something completely different. This amazing machine is showing us a new way to fly. It looks a bit like a futuristic car with 6 round fans instead of wings or propellers. The BlackBird is an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, or eVTOL for short. That name sounds complicated, but it just means it can fly straight up into the air, just like a helicopter. The BlackBird is special because it is designed to be super nimble and smart in the air. Unlike a big airplane that needs a long runway to take off, the BlackBird can lift off from almost anywhere. Imagine a flying machine that can launch from a small space in a city or a field in the countryside. This makes it incredibly useful for all sorts of new jobs. It is also completely electric, which means it does not burn dirty fuel like regular planes. The team that built it worked super fast, going from an idea to a real flying machine in only 10 months. On March 27, 2025, it successfully lifted off the ground for its very first flight, marking a huge step forward for the future of aviation. This new aircraft is designed to be a flying test bed. That is a cool way of saying it is a platform for scientists and engineers to try out new ideas. The BlackBird is helping them learn more about its unique propulsion system and how to make electric flight better and safer. It is not meant to replace the giant jumbo jets that fly us across oceans. Instead, it is pioneering a new category of flight for shorter trips, emergency services, or even delivering important packages. Its first flights were a huge success, showing it could go from hovering in one spot to flying forward at speeds up to 120 kilometers per hour. So, when you think about things that fly, you can now add a new one to your list. It is not just about planes with long wings or drones with 4 little propellers anymore. The BlackBird is a whole new kind of creature in the sky. It represents a big leap in imagination and technology, showing us that the way we travel through the air is about to get a whole lot more interesting. This is just the beginning of its journey, as it will now go through many more tests to see what amazing things it can do. The sky is no longer a limit. It is a place for incredible new inventions to take flight. Making a car electric is something we see more of every day. You can plug it in, charge the battery, and drive around without using any gasoline. But why is it so much harder to do the same thing with an airplane? The biggest problem is something scientists call energy density. This is just a fancy way of talking about how much power you can store in something for its weight. Batteries are very, very heavy. In a car, that extra weight is not a huge deal because the car is already on the ground. But in an airplane, every single kilogram matters. Heavy batteries make it incredibly difficult for an aircraft to lift off the ground and stay in the air. Think about it like this. If you try to fly a kite with a heavy rock tied to it, it is not going to work very well. The same idea applies to airplanes. The batteries needed to power a large passenger plane for a long flight would be so enormous and heavy that the plane would not be able to take off. This weight problem has been the biggest roadblock for creating large electric airplanes. Engineers have been trying to solve this puzzle for years. They need batteries that are both super powerful and super lightweight, a combination that is very difficult to achieve with today's technology. That is why we do not see big electric jets at the airport yet. Another challenge is that airplanes need a huge burst of power to take off. This initial climb into the sky uses up a lot of energy very quickly. Once the plane is cruising at a high altitude, it uses less power, but getting there is tough. Batteries have to be able to deliver that massive amount of energy right at the beginning of the flight. Then, they still need to have enough power left to keep the plane flying for hours and, most importantly, to land safely. Unlike a car that can just pull over if it runs out of battery, an airplane cannot stop in mid-air. Safety is the #1 priority in aviation. This is why new ideas like the BlackBird are so important. Instead of trying to make a giant electric passenger plane right away, engineers are starting with smaller, more specialized aircraft. They are focusing on shorter flights within cities, or for specific tasks where the battery weight is more manageable. The BlackBird is a perfect example of this clever thinking. It is not designed to fly hundreds of people across the world. Instead, it is showing that electric flight is possible on a smaller scale, and it is helping us learn how to overcome the big challenges, one flight at a time. This step-by-step approach is paving the way for a cleaner, quieter future in the sky. So, if the BlackBird does not have wings like a plane or simple propellers like a drone, how does it fly? The secret is its amazing propulsion system, which uses something called CycloRotors. Imagine a barrel or a cylinder that is spinning very fast. On the outside of this barrel are blades that can change their angle as the barrel spins. This is the basic idea behind a cyclorotor. The BlackBird has 6 of these incredible devices. By changing the angle of the blades at just the right moment during each rotation, the cyclorotors can push air in any direction. This is what makes the BlackBird so unique and agile. This ability to push air in any direction is called 360-degree thrust vectoring. A normal plane can only push air backward to move forward. A helicopter can push air downward to move upward. But the BlackBird's cyclorotors can instantly change the direction of their push or thrust. This means it can go straight up, straight down, sideways, forward or backward with incredible precision. It can even stop in mid-air and hover, just like a hummingbird. This level of control is something that most other aircraft can only dream of. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities for what a flying machine can do. This amazing control system makes the BlackBird extremely stable, even in bad weather. If a strong gust of wind pushes the aircraft, the cyclorotors can react instantly to push back and keep it steady. This would make it much safer for flying in cities, where winds can be unpredictable around tall buildings. It also allows for some truly mind-blowing maneuvers. The BlackBird can take off vertically like a rocket, fly forward like a plane, and then stop on a dime to land gently in a very small spot. It can even hover at different angles, not just flat and level. The power for these cyclorotors comes from electricity stored in its batteries. This all-electric system is not just clean, it is also much quieter than a traditional jet engine or helicopter rotor. The engineers behind the BlackBird have created a system that is not only powerful and precise, but also friendly to the environment. The CycloRotor technology is the key that unlocks the BlackBird's potential. It is a brilliant piece of engineering that rethinks the very basics of how we create lift and thrust, allowing this new bird to dance in the sky in ways we have never seen before. The invention of aircraft like the BlackBird is more than just a cool piece of technology. It is a big step toward a healthier planet. Traditional airplanes burn huge amounts of jet fuel, which releases carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat and contribute to climate change. As more and more people travel by air, this problem gets bigger. Electric aviation offers a powerful solution. Because the BlackBird runs entirely on electricity, it produces zero emissions during flight. This means it does not pollute the air while it is flying. Imagine skies filled with quiet, clean aircraft instead of noisy, polluting ones. This new technology can change our cities for the better. The BlackBird's ability to take off and land vertically means we do not need big, sprawling airports. We could have small landing pads, called vertiports, on top of buildings or in small open spaces. This could be used for urban air mobility, which is like a taxi service in the sky. It could help people get across a crowded city quickly without getting stuck in traffic, all while being clean and quiet. It could also be used for emergency services, like getting doctors to an accident scene faster or delivering life-saving medical supplies to a hospital. While the Blackbird itself might not replace the big planes we use for long holidays, the technology it is developing is incredibly important. It is a pioneer, exploring new territory and solving problems that will help all future electric aircraft. Every successful test flight provides valuable data that helps engineers build better batteries, more efficient motors, and safer control systems. These lessons can then be applied to bigger and more ambitious electric aircraft projects down the road. It is like learning to ride a bicycle before you try to ride a motorcycle. The Blackbird is teaching us the fundamentals of small-scale electric flight. The journey towards sustainable aviation is long, but it is filled with exciting milestones, like the first flight of the Blackbird. It shows us that with creativity and determination, we can find new ways to explore our world without harming it. These new types of aircraft are not just science fiction anymore. They are becoming a reality. They represent hope and innovation, proving that technology can be a powerful force for good. As we watch the Blackbird and other aircraft like it take to the skies, we are watching the dawn of a new, cleaner, and more exciting era of air travel. The future of flight is here, and it is electric.